US banks are already making their moves on altcoins, and I have the proof to show you. We're going to get into all of it. We're also going to break down stablecoin regulation here in the United States and how institutions are already lining up and getting ready to use it. And tomorrow? Tomorrow is a massive day for the XRP community. Can you guess what it is? Why is the token pumping so hard right now? I've got all the answers for you. We're also going to talk about MasterCard stepping into the stablecoin space with brand new capabilities. We've got David Schwartz showing up in military fatigue green, and so much more. So let's go ahead and get into it. This is Simon's 2025 predictions. Regulatory clarity around crypto in the US is going to be a major unlock. Stablecoins are going to become a major cross-border payment rail. We will get FIT21 and SAB 121 passed through Congress in 2025. And with the crypto bull run coming, we need consumer protections and better accounting rules, and we need them fast. I genuinely believe we need to set up a global task force specifically designed to deal with financial crimes in the crypto space. It has gone too far. It is reaching too many people. I think virtually everyone I know has been affected by some kind of scammer at this point, and it really needs to come to an end. The only way that happens is through cross-border cooperation. Now, I know some of you are going to say, Sensei, some of these groups are operating out of Russia, China, North Korea, places like that. And yes, there are going to be some bad actors in places that are very difficult to reach. But there are also people operating outside of those places, and we need to bring those people to justice so that this space becomes safer and easier for everyone to use. EY's crypto tax leader says the big banks are excited about altcoins. They are up next, and there are whispers of a capital gains exemption. Let me play this for you. When asked about the repeal of SAB 121 and this new favorable environment, and whether the big banks, the major institutions, are showing real demand, the answer was a clear and definitive yes. SAB 121 was a major barrier for a lot of these banks, and now they are actively involved in discussions. The major global systemically important banks, the GIPs, they want to offer various types of crypto products to their customer base. To start, it's going to be the basics, custodying, buying, and selling. You're already seeing ETFs, and those ETFs were mostly focused on just Bitcoin or just Ethereum. But now, you might start seeing more diversified, multi-coin type products and operations. The banks are excited, and on top of that, there are whispers. Whispers around a potential capital gains exemption altogether for what they're calling Made in America coins. Nothing substantive yet, so don't hold me to it. But there is genuine enthusiasm around the possibility of that being included in the bill. And if that actually happens, and I think they have to do something for US companies. Look, go back 3 months ago when the Trump administration was just getting started. They made it a point, repeatedly, to say they want to help American companies. I played clip after clip after clip on this channel, message after message, saying they were going to do this. And now, we've shifted back to a strategic Bitcoin reserve, and it feels like everything else, the other American crypto assets, has been pushed to the side. So if you're pulling back your financial support for American companies by not investing government money into them, and if your only strategy is to seize assets from people, that is not a plan. That really isn't a plan. What are you going to do for American crypto tokens? For XRP, for Solana, for ADA? These assets that you told us would be part of America's strategic reserve. One way to support them would be a capital gains exemption, maybe 0% capital gains or some form of tax relief. That's the bare minimum, because you said American companies, American crypto, you built us up. Now we need to see the follow-through. And the bottom line, everybody, the banks, the digital asset firms, the institutions, everybody is preparing for what's coming next. All right, the global head of policy at Plaid just dropped a bombshell. Once that stablecoin framework is in place, traditional financial institutions are going to start seeing a clear pathway to use stablecoins in back offices, on balance sheets, in bank-to-bank transfers, as a replacement or alternative to SWIFT. This is massive confirmation. Once stablecoin legislation passes, the floodgates open. Banks will have a green light to move away from traditional rails and step directly into stablecoin systems. And Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick has been out there saying, America is embracing Bitcoin. They've been on a full victory lap. And look, this is a tremendous shift from what we dealt with over the last 4 years. No doubt about it. But here's my issue. You built Americans up. You said, hey, we're going to support all of these American companies. And now, we haven't heard much about that. And I'm wondering, is there actually a plan here? Because if there was a real plan, we'd have at least some outline by now. It could be tariff money, it could be Bitcoin bonds, it could be operational savings being redirected into crypto purchases, but they don't seem to know yet. And that's the problem. And that uncertainty is causing confusion in the market. People don't know, should these assets be in my portfolio? Are they going to get a real push from the White House in 2025? I think there needs to be more clarity, something concrete, something definitive. You've never seen the United States of America embrace something and then turn their back on it. That has never happened. So now that you've turned that page, you're in the positive world of America. Here's what I think is going to happen. Bitcoin is going to become more and more a part of everyday life. People will hold it as an asset. They'll trade it like a stock, except it's not really a stock, it's more of a commodity. Think about it like gold. There's only so much of it. Gold trades everywhere. Nobody stops you from buying a gold ring or trading gold on an exchange. If you want to be an exchange, you can be an exchange. If you want to buy and sell gold, you can do that. Bitcoin should work the same way. It's a commodity. It should be treated like oil, treated like gold. It is intellectually correct. I know people have all kinds of things to say about it. But in the end, it's not a currency, it's a commodity. And once you embrace that concept, you'll see how beautifully it fits into every thoughtful regulatory framework. Nobody stops someone from selling oil from one person to another. Nobody should stop someone from selling Bitcoin from one person to another, unless that Bitcoin is going from someone in America to a sanctioned country or a known bad actor. That's how Binance got into serious trouble, facilitating value transfers for known terrorists. So look, I still don't see a clear plan. Maybe I'm being a little harsh, but several months in and we're still bouncing around ideas. I just wish they would get in a room together. What was that crypto summit even for? And come up with something real. Give us the 10 commandments of crypto. Something we can hold on to. So could XRP be pumping because of Flare Network's big announcement tomorrow? Flare CEO Hugo Hellion teased it with this question. What is big, green, and travels fast? And then Angelica dropped this. Get ready to stake XRP. Flare's big reveal drops tomorrow. Now, if we can stake XRP and lock it up for a period of time, that directly reduces the circulating supply of the token. Whether it's a month, 6 months, or a year, that XRP won't be available to trade. Now this can cut both ways. And as always, before you enter into any staking contract, talk to your financial advisor. Make sure it's the right move for your situation. If one of my friends was asking me about this personally, here's what I'd tell them. Find out what the terms are. How much do you have to lock up? What is your yield or return? How long is the lockup period? And once it's over, can you withdraw immediately? Those are the 4 basic things you need to know before committing to any staking arrangement. Also, USDT is now live on Flare Networks, bridging the liquidity of the world's largest stablecoin. But here's a question worth asking. Does anyone else feel like Tether might not be the world's largest stablecoin 5 years from now? Because if they're blocked from the US market and blocked from the EU market, which are the 2 largest financial markets on the planet, what exactly is the long-term play here? Something to think about. Now, MasterCard news. Today they announced their end-to-end capabilities to support stable coins, ensuring that payments can be made and received using them anytime, anywhere. This is happening alongside proven leaders across Web3, finance, and fintech. MasterCard is empowering consumers and businesses to use stable coins as easily as the money sitting in their bank accounts. And look, MasterCard has been working with companies like Ripple and Circle for several years now. They are ready. They are fully capable of facilitating any type of stablecoin payment. This is a big deal. Alright, now here's Joel Katz, also known as David Schwartz, CTO of Ripple and architect of the XRP ledger, and he changed his profile picture. He's now in military fatigue green, and his caption reads, "When a scrappy financial startup takes on a web of corruption and betrayal to bring instant payments to the masses, they learn that the cost of disrupting the status quo is higher than they ever imagined, forcing them to decide between their vision and their survival." And someone in the community put it perfectly. David Schwartz changed his profile picture to military fatigues. the CTO of Ripple, the architect of the XRP ledger, now publicly presenting himself dressed for war, wearing US Army tags and a black star above his head. He knows exactly what he's doing. This is not cosplay. This is not marketing. This is a signal to the people who are paying attention. We are entering the endgame. The old financial system is collapsing in slow motion. The new rails, XRP, real-world assets, tokenization, CBDCs, cross-border liquidity hubs, are firing up in the background. Global debt, derivatives, and settlement risks are all coming to a head, and Schwartz just told you, without saying a single word, it's time. Preparation time is over. This is deployment time. XRP is not a meme, it's not just a trade, it is the financial weapon that has been waiting decades for exactly the right moment to activate. Strap in. And here's a look at the XRP ETF pipeline. We've got filings from Bitwise, Grayscale, 21 Shares, Canary Capital, WisdomTree, CoinShares, and Franklin Templeton, all pending. Now, depending on how quickly these can actually get approved and whether these timelines hold up, we may not be looking at several $1 billion flooding in this year. It could realistically be somewhere in the range of tens of millions to a few hundred million. It's very hard to say right now how many of these ETFs will be approved by, say, mid-year, or even by September, to give us that final end-of-year push. We'll have to watch how it plays out. But what we do know is that more institutions are jumping into this space every single day. They want to be able to offer XRP ETFs to their clients. This is going to be enormous. And don't be surprised if you see BlackRock and other major financial giants stepping in to stake their claim here. That's coming, guys. All right, guys. I hope you have a fantastic day. I wasn't feeling the greatest this morning, so bear with me. Long weekend, exhausted, body is definitely feeling it, and I've got physical therapy to get to. But I did the best I could, and I hope you got some real value out of today. I know I stumbled here and there. Appreciate your patience. I hope you're doing well. I hope your week is going great, and I will see you next time. Take care.